When I say that celebration is a spiritual practice, this is what I mean. When you solidify in your mind, body, and spirit victory and joy, it builds this confidence and hope. God so many times tells people throughout the Old Testament, like really ingrains it, that they should celebrate the feasts, they should celebrate the victories, remember it in their body, remember what it's like to have victory and to have joy, because hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. That's growing inside you. And if you can make a point to celebrate it, it's going to be incorporated into your being that much more. So if you are struggling with that, you can even just start with like a journal with an exclamation line at the end. Even small goals, right? Even like, hey, I read my Bible this whole week, or I was able to work on the website that I'd been putting off, exclamation point. And then when you have something big, inviting people into it to celebrate. And that can be tough because sometimes a lot of us haven't had people come in alignment with us when we've had our wins. People have been maybe judgmental or jealous, or, just not really too busy or on board with something. So it can be very vulnerable to allow some people into your celebrations. But I'll tell you a story. When I was getting married, I had trauma in my past. When I was 15, my father unalived himself, and my already unstable family life became haywire. Well, I was kind of like living life expecting things to go wrong. So when I got engaged and there was this really happy moment of my life, I found myself not completely present. And so I was at least introspective enough to know that I needed to process a little bit of something for my ability to not stay present. And I saw this Christian counselor who was just so good, just so intuitive in the spirit. And so she helped guide me through some heavy stuff. And what she did that I appreciated so much was that she told me the truth. Because I was living in fear. I was living in fear. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if he dies? What if, like I do? What if the plane crashes on our way to the wedding? All these types of scenarios, right? Like, what if it all goes downhill like it did last time? And that's when she hit me with, so what? So what if it does? So what if it does? Does it take away from what you're experiencing right now? Will it make it any less meaningful or take away from the celebration of finding the person that you love and being in this stage of life where you get to plan a wedding and be genuinely excited about that? Sure, that could happen. You could lose it all. It could happen again the same way. But in this moment, right now, that's not present. That's not the case. So why not embrace this moment for what it is, and don't let the devil come in and try to steal your joy away because of fear. Don't let him siphon away that celebration. And then here's the kicker. She gave me homework. She told me to go home and invite all my girlfriends over to try on my wedding dress in front of them. And I was like almost mortified, because it felt so vulnerable. Like, nobody's gonna want to see me in my dress. It's like a weird thing to invite people over to do, and da da da. Anyway, I did, and it ended up being one of the best nights of my life, where I can remember so many of the moments and just feeling like I was on cloud 9, and these women were just uplifting me and celebrating with me. And that hadn't really been the case for a lot of my life. And what a beautiful thing it is to celebrate, to allow people into your vulnerability and make that the new pattern of who you want to be.